Grandma and Grandpa lived alone when I was little. I loved going out there, on the ranch as a kid. Grandpa would always take me rifle hunting, and Grandma would teach me how to sew. The hunting scared my parents, but on the other hand, the sewing was too girly. I could never do anything right. But sometimes, grandparents are just happy that the bloodline hasn't ended yet. So most of my summers were at that old ranch. I remember designing a pair of jeans with my grandma, and she pulled out a cookie tin filled with buttons to make the fly. I was confused as to why we needed 4 buttons to make the fly and not a zipper. That's when I learned that we used to use buttons to make flies before we had zippers. My grandma always made me laugh. That's why we have so many teen moms now. Time was we had button flies. With zippers, boys can get their ding-dongs out before the girl has time to reconsider. My mom saying that would gross me out, but with my grandma it was just funny. Plus, she made fun of my mom. That's why your mom had you so young. My grandma wasn't very old, but she was already losing it when I was 10 or 11. Those summers, she was loopy and confused. She went to the gas station to get my grandpa cigarettes, despite him quitting smoking before I was born. Wandering into a cornfield to look for Easter eggs on a random Tuesday. As an adult, the writing was on the wall. She was losing her mind. I loved her all the same, but I couldn't understand what was happening. Until she called me Wally one day when we were sewing. Walter is my dad's name. When I was 12, she went missing. We think she left because she thought she was a burden. She knew she was going crazy. But we didn't want that. Grandpa seemed to accept that so easy. He was heartbroken, but he accepted that it occurred without much work. We went hunting so much after that. I was always close to him, but I was way closer after Grandma passed. I finally got something that I was begging for too. A 3-generation hunting trip. We finally got to make fun of my dad for being a terrible shot. On the way out of the ranch house for the hunting trip, my dad sent me inside to check and see if Grandpa had a flashlight in the basement. I checked in a room with a white door I had never been in. I found my grandma's body, fully taxidermied, naked, with buttons for eyes. I recognized the buttons from her cookie tin. I closed the door and left it alone. 3 boys on a hunting trip with happy memories is all I wanted.